GM, everybody. Welcome to ShapeShift's 60th governance call, weekly governance call. Welcome, everybody. Was out last week. I thank Tyler for filling in for me and bringing his great DJ form style voice, I'm sure, for everyone. I'm going to give a couple more seconds just for a couple more people that might be filing in, but it's probably going to be a shorter call today. So thank you, everyone, for joining. Looks like we got a lot of regulars here, but just in case anyone cares to understand this process a little bit better, we definitely stream this meeting. This is one of our streamable events at twitch.tv/ShapeShiftDAO. So if you would like to follow along in the slide deck, feel free to be able to go there and watch it live, and it'll also be recorded and posted on other mediums to catch up on at a later date. Also, as far as the slide deck goes, this will be put in the recorded meetings channel. So for those who want to just view the slide deck, it'll be posted there after the call. So feel free to do that. And let's see. Got a few people here, so we might as well get this bad boy started. 60th governance call. All right, so as I'm sure most of you are aware, we have a pretty simplistic agenda that we usually follow. We start off with appreciations. We'll review some recent proposals that may have passed. If there are any current proposals, we'll review those, and then we review some upcoming proposals that may be in the incubation stage, which we gracefully got one magically appear, moments before the beginning of the call. It's pretty common. And then there'll be some space to discuss any potential proposals. As we go through any of the open items, feel free, if you are a proposer or someone in the know about the proposals or even the incubation posts or anything like that, to raise your hand or jump up on stage if you have the capability of doing so. As always, you can always put any questions or anything in the ShapeShiftDAO stage chat channel. So feel free to do that if you don't feel to come on the stage and talk. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We will get this thing started. So first off, I had to keep Tyler's graphic for appreciations in there. I enjoyed that when I saw that when I was doing the slide deck today. So I decided to leave that in there. I'll start off with appreciations, and then I'll go and read them off in the Fox Prop channel as well. But I'm sure most of us are aware that are here and regulars in the DAO. There's been a pretty large effort to get ourselves to parity and to be able to, remove some legacy infrastructure that's there, but also just get app and mobile to to parity as well as beyond, with a lot more capability than the previous platform. So I want to start appreciations off to say to everybody, all the contributors that helped in this effort. This has been a large ongoing effort. My hat is off. My respect to the engineering team, to the foundation, Ocean, Adam, and Willie, and everyone else. Conscious, I'm sure, had a part of it as well. To marketing, and them getting involved with the releases that'll come down the road to help drive traffic to the sites. Product, obviously, all that they did to get this get here and to really revamp the look and the feel, as well as to keep the UI UX very easy to use for users. We have operations. Obviously, we have been involved with just testing and getting feedback and so forth as to anything that we might see. Globalization has been out promoting this, I'm sure, to all these wonderful events around the world, and helping out with translations and do just everybody. It's been a very big group effort. So acknowledging that and really saying thank you to everyone. And I appreciate all the hard work that went into that. So thank you all for that. That's my appreciation. Let me go down to Fox Props real quick. And if anyone has any others, please feel free to put them in stage chat, or if you have the ability to raise your hand or jump up on stage, you can do that as well. I don't mind. What do we have in appreciations? Let's see. Worthy of Fox Props. Willie has a link, so he's gonna make me work for it. So first, let me do firebombs, and a lot of props to you, Willie Fox, for coordinating and work on the app approvals and eventual release. Obviously, as part of the foundation, Willie has been a pivotal piece in ensuring that this is able to go out and be pushed and have the notifications and all kinds of work that's gone into this. It's not a quick fix. So let me go to Willie's post here. Let's see. He has a lot of appreciations, so I'm definitely gonna just read them off real quick. Major Hayes, who has been kind of working with the foundation to develop these mobile apps. We have obviously the engineering squad, Zero X DeFi Cafe, Apotheosis, Gomez, and Kevin. We have product, Diggy Beard, Gray Machine, and Hoff. We have operations, Tyler, PTT, Wesley Graves, T Shifty, MB Maria, Lich, myself. We have marketing, H Payne, Arena. I'm sure we have more as well that have been involved. We also have the Smith, Firebomb, JP Annam, and Vlad from Globalization. And we have from the foundation, as I stated previously, Ocean, Adam, Conscious, and Willie himself. So thank you all for that. All right. So if we have no further appreciations, no one wants to jump on stage. I see Major Hayes in the audience. Thank you, Major Hayes. I know it was a big effort that you've been working on for a while, so definitely want to say that to you in person. So thank you. All right. So if there are no other appreciations, let me read the stage chat real quick to see if I missed anything. Looks pretty quiet. +1 from Willie to Major Hayes. He said the new app is so sexy. Careful, Willie, there. Don't get overly excited about it, but yep. Cool. So yeah, if anyone wants to continue the appreciations, please feel free, but I'll move on to the next section. Let's see what we got here. No hands raised, so I can go ahead and advance my slides. If it doesn't act up like it always does, give me a second. Okay. So we have a past proposal that probably finished after last week's governance call. And this was proposed by Kent. So I'm not sure if Kent feels to come up and talk about some of the next steps here, but GM Kent, I see you're up here. Feel free to, if you want to kind of talk about a little bit more of what the next steps you see to happen now that this is passed.
Yeah, welcome back to the governance stage never was. Before I get into that, I just wanted to say, holy crap, it's amazing just to kind of listen to those Fox props and also see what the DAO has produced recently, and as part of just this ongoing effort. I think it's such a good example of bear market building. If you look at crypto Twitter, everybody is in a foul mood and everything sucks, but it's amazing what this team has done. It's so cool. So yeah, in terms of this particular proposal, this was pretty straightforward. It was just a extension of the VFox committee. So as a reminder, VFox is a sub-DAO that was created via community governance, dedicated to making strategic allocations into tokenized earlier stage projects, especially those that support kind of the DAO's mission, that sort of fit our own kind of hypothesis and our premise that the DAOs are going to gradually kind of start to eat the world. I think slowly at first and then all at once and in a big way. So this was just, it had nothing to do with the actual, the sub-DAO specifically. It was more in terms of the committee that is on this or overseeing it right now. So at the onset 6 months ago, when we had this original proposal, that was outlined as Willie, John, and myself. So all this was just an extension of another 6 months. So the landscape in crypto has changed pretty dramatically in the interim. Namely, we're in a really bad bear market, a shitty macro, war in fucking Ukraine. Everything is pretty bleak right now. Of course, limited runway. It's a little bit rough right now, but we and I speak collectively, we as the VFox committee feel that it's important to continue to have the ability to carefully make strategic allocations if the opportunity arises. Of course, we need to be very mindful of that limited runway. But as a reminder, the runway conditions can change fairly rapidly. We're always assuming kind of like the quote worst case scenario, and that's what the runway projections that I share every week in the tokenomics call contains. That doesn't even include any sort of bond stables or anything like that. But in reality, it's possible that things could turn around and the climate could be more or the runway might allow for more allocations. But bottom line is like it's important to keep this thing alive, I think, and it looks like the community supported that. So thank you on behalf of VFox for that. We're going to continue to keep an eye out for all manner of projects. The three of us are pretty dialed into the broader crypto community, and we're in a good position where deal flow kind of comes to the DAO because people know about ShapeShift and they're excited to get, especially newer projects, are excited to get in front of our users. So even though it's been relatively quiet on this front, I expect it will pick up at some point inevitably, and I'm glad that we have the ability to continue along those lines. So if you guys ever have any questions about VFox and what we're up to, we will be starting to do more frequent updates once things get a little bit busier. There hasn't been much to talk about recently, but you can always ask questions in the tokenomics channel or in the tokenomics office hours. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks again for everybody who kind of participated in that discussion and who voted on it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kent, and thanks to the team itself, the committee. Definitely a firm believer in providing the tools necessary to get the job done, and if we have the resources to enable this, we can make things happen. So always have the possibility. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That was our own our past proposal. We did not have any proposals that are live currently on Snapshot. So we have a kind of quiet take on things here, but we do have an ideation proposal that just made it in under the wire, as they tend to do. And I have sorry about that. I do have something on the slide. I have to change the name there, but it's Ideation SCP-107, and this is to grant Ops Workstream authority to appoint and remove push delegates. This was talked about a little bit, obviously, previously in the forum, as well as, on a couple calls possibly. So this is something that we should be familiar with. It's up for ideation now. But it definitely did go, through the governance process to where, there was some voting to see this move forward. And, Willie Fox had the opportunity to get this put up there. So we will now see it. So if you need to learn a little bit more about it or like to hear more about it, Willie's free to jump up on stage if he wants to, but I know he has talked about this. So you can feel free to go and take a look at it on Snapshot and get a better understanding, or even on the slides if you want. The link is there. You can follow and check it out for that. So this just went live. So please, take a look, read, learn about it, and cast a vote with your Fox to how you feel we should move forward as the DAO. So wonderful. All right, no hands raised. Let me check the stage real quick before we move on to the next thing. Looks pretty good. Got a post there for the link. All right. So like I said, very little happening currently. Um, the forum's been pretty quiet. The forum has been pretty quiet, as well as any proposals. And, we've been really focused as a community on getting parity with, the previous platform and the new platform, and getting mobile out there. So, understandably, we definitely have a lot of attention and effort going towards that. So a slow governance week is probably a good thing. We definitely are getting closer to Metaforo being a new place for our forum, as well as for ideation posts and on-chain voting, as far as moving it forward to the ideation phase from the proposal phase and from the initial stages of governance. So we just are going to get the last things worked out with Metaphoro, which from what I heard is very close. So there will be an announcement at some point upcoming, to where everyone will be told that the switch has been made, and further and future posts will be contained within Metaphoro itself. So everyone keep an eye out for that. And that's probably one more reason why the forum might be a little bit quieter, because everyone's kind of just anticipating that change that will happen very shortly. We do have one other topic that I believe was spoke about last week when I was gone, but it is a post that is on the forum that has received yeah, there's been some conversation, which is really good, and communication around it, and I'm happy to see that always with any proposal or idea that is put in front of the forum and the community. This was proposed by Pasta Ghost. I don't see him in the in the stage in the but that's fine, because I'm sure he had opportunity to talk about it last week. But this is definitely something that I believe the community could get behind, as far as just more discussion. So if you have not seen this is in incubation. This is ratifying a code of conduct and granting the moderation workstream authority to enforce its provisions. This is something that impacts the community as a whole. I really think that having more discussion by a larger audience of the community in would be a positive thing. So because it does affect the community going forward, and it affects moderation, it affects work streams, it affects everybody. So please, if you haven't had a chance to read this proposal, try to find the time to do so, and have some, if you have any comments or anything that you'd like to have answered, or questions, please feel free to post them there. And I'm sure the proposer, Pasta Ghost, as well as a lot of other people that were involved, this is a larger effort, will be able to kind of address any of those questions and concerns. So please take the time if you can. That'll be a good thing as well. And that's pretty much it for today's call, as far as what we have live as in the forum or on snapshots. So if anyone has any questions, I will check the stage chat in a second. There's also an anonymous form that I forget to mention that the moderation team usually checks and posts any of those things on the stage chat if there was any questions posted. But yeah, if no one has any additional questions or things that they would like to talk about today, I will pretty much wrap it up there. But thanking everyone for all the time. I'm sure everyone's been up going pretty hard at getting this parody done. So I know everyone might feel a little bit winded in some aspects. But yeah, one thing I would say though, Major Hayes, I know you're in the audience, and I know we've given kudos. I do definitely want to acknowledge your effort here in getting us here, as well as Oceans. So I know You and Adam and Ocean and Willie and everyone have worked very closely on this with engineering and everyone else. Just want to thank you again before we wrap this up. Um, and yeah, thanks everyone. I think that'll probably do. We'll probably have a very short call today if no one else has anything else to say. I don't see any hands raised.